Welcome to this test hack information sharing video with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a grim day here on Hutan Pantai, but we have potentially something that can warm the old cockles. We shall see. Some testing needs to be done. Shout out to Serge, who messaged me the other day regarding something that hadn't crossed my mind at all. And it's kind of clever in a way. If you think back to, you remember, was it when FS22 came out, FS19 to 22, or was it when we went 17 to 19? Whichever. When field flipping became a thing, you remember before you had to buy a field, you had to keep it. Once you could buy a field and then sell it back again, there was a big thing about field flipping, and people were furious about it. You could do it, you couldn't do it, should do it, shouldn't do it, whichever way around. This is vehicle flipping. This is farm machinery flipping. This is making a profit from the used vehicles market, which I'd never thought to do. Never crossed my mind. So thank you, Serge, for pointing out. You may already know this, and you may have thought, yeah, obviously. It just never crossed my mind. So what we'll do, let's have a look at the concept first of all. Then I'm going to do some testing to see. I did go on to FS22 to see if it did it on FS22, and it does. Again, like I say, never ever thought to. My methodology was always that if you had a vehicle, piece of machinery, equipment, and you were going to upgrade, whatever it might be, if you took it back to the store and you get your bonus now, that's been done in the update. If you go back to the main vehicle shop to sell it, you get that bit of a bonus. If you just sell it directly from wherever you are, you get a certain price. If you go back to the main vehicle shop, you get a bit of a bonus on top of that. But if your vehicle was in need of repair or repainting, if you did the repair, you did the repainting, that boosted the price back up again. So if I was selling a vehicle that I'd had for ages, I would repair it, repaint it, sell it on, make the maximum amount of profit towards buying my new machine. It never occurred to me ever to use the used vehicles options. I'm going to cut to the used vehicle options in a minute, but what you are going to need are workshops. But this has been filmed in a very strange order. Don't worry about the day, the time. If you get to the end of the video and think, hang on a minute, isn't the end of the video the same as the start of the video? Kind of. It's just the way this worked for setting it up. Again, this is something I didn't know, but you'll find out later on. But I'll show you on each map. We've got the main vehicle shop. But if we go up to our main menu here, to our sheds, and we go across until we get to our tools, we have got in the base game this vehicle workshop right here. 45 grand, slot count of 3. Place it, do whatever you want with it, it's up to you. That's the one we've already got there. So you've got a vehicle workshop wherever you want it. Modded the other day, we got this, the small stational workshop trailer. That was by Camelos0397, 4.35 megabytes download, 2 slots, 10,000 to buy, and that can be placed, and that's next to us just here. All very nice indeed. So we've got options for vehicle workshops. Now, at the time of recording this, that's all that's available. Are we going to get modded stuff moving further on? Hopefully, potentially. I don't see any reason why not. I'm always holding out for the Schultz modding toolbox because it's a wicked bit of kit. Absolutely love it. We had various different ones as the game went on. FS22, ones that you could put onto a trailer that would stay on the trailer when you moved them around. Tons and tons of static ones, all sorts of cool stuff. So the fact we've now got the in-game, we've got the jet wash, and the jet wash is drivable. You can get on it, in it, and you can move it around. Actually, you get behind it and you push it. I don't see any reason why you couldn't have a workshop version of that. I mean, like I say, I'm not a modder, I don't know, but that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I think so. So those are the buildings, and then here at Hutan Pantai, we got our main vehicle shop, which is just here. So we've got some options of where we can bring our vehicles and equipment to. If we go into this one here, you'll see at the moment I've got no used vehicles that I can purchase. That's because I've done this kind of backwards. What I'm going to do now is cut to a previous MrSealyp, which will be the next MrSealyp, going through these menus and talking about what we're going to do with the used vehicles. So I'm in the used vehicle sale for the first time. I'm going to skip ahead time as well to see if I get any other vehicles pop up. Now, I may have already mentioned this because I'm recording this in different segments. This used to work on FS22 as well. It's not something I ever really did. But why not? Why not become a dodgy car dealer? It doesn't hurt, does it? So we've got the Amity 2720 Harvester Scrub, 79,571. That's 54% off, which we can purchase. Now, obviously, purchasing it is going to have some hours on it. It's going to need some repaint. It's going to need repair. So the point about this is buying it second hand, then repainting it and repairing it should bring the price or the value back up again. When we sell it on, we won't get the full value. It won't go back up to its full if we put the 54% back on. But the point is, can we make a profit in doing that? Or in repainting and repairing it, will it bring us back to a value that when we sell it, it's exactly what we've put into it? If we can make a profit, you can do this as well as doing contracts, because if you can make a little bit of money here and there, it's not a bad way to make a bit of revenue. So I'm going to purchase this. I'll put it to one side. I'm going to skip ahead into the next month and see if we get any other used vehicles pop up, and we'll do a couple of checks and a couple of different things. I want to see about a tractor or something, see if I can get a vehicle come up. At the moment I've just had machinery and not a huge amount of it, so I'll skip ahead until we get one, and we'll give it a go. Why not? Let's just see what this is all about. Can we make a bit of money on used vehicle sales? Let's try it. I'm not going to customize it. We'll keep it at the price it's at. Let's buy that. I've got the lights come back up again. 79,571. Let me get into a vehicle. So the first bit of recording may be different to this. I just wanted to grab that vehicle while it was available. Let's go into there. There we go. Lights have gone. It is the next day. If we go into our menu, we've got a couple of extra bits. So we'll do a couple. Why not? Let's try them. I'm not necessarily going to go for that. That's not a huge amount of discount. That one's not too bad though. We'll do the absolute, the Steyr Absolute, 98,000. Now, admittedly, for doing this, you need a bit of capital to start off with. To be fair, once you've made a little bit of money, something like the Grimmer there, we might not make a huge amount of money doing that. But as you start to build money, it's like anything, isn't it? You start to build a little bit more money, keep that in the bank, then you can afford to buy more expensive used vehicles. Therefore, hopefully, the profit margin should be a little bit better. And each time you do this, and this is not something you could necessarily do all the time, because I've had a couple of months where I've skipped through and I haven't had a single used vehicle. Sometimes there are tons to choose from. It'd be interesting to see as well, the things that are cheaper, will you still make the same sort of percentage of profit? The ones there, the ones saying it's a 33% discount, I would imagine the margin's going to be less on that. I suppose we could do all of them. Why not? But like I say, you are going to need the money in advance for the investment. So let's do all of them. Again, I'm not going to make any changes. We'll buy it just as it is. Let's see about turning a profit on these bits of kit, shall we? I'm going to grab a couple of vehicles to move these around. And we'll take them over to my... I'm probably going to take them to the stationary workshop trailer, the little trailer, because that's the cheapest option. And I've already mentioned that, I know, at the start. If you are going to start this business up and do it, the fact we have got one of those now, when we get things like the toolbox mods and things like those, well, what was that by Schultz Modding, 750 to buy the toolbox mod? If you could do that and get one of those, when those things start coming out, then you're maximising your profit right from the outset, especially if you can do these repairs and things at your farm. So I'm not going to do them here at the main workshop. I'm not going to do them at the placement workshop. I'm going to do them at the stationary one. Weather's not so great today. Got to keep my dodgy car dealer garb on, haven't I? Right, let's move all these over. And we'll look at the prices for repair and repaint on each one. I'll do the maths. We'll do the repair and repaint on each one. And then we'll see about profit, shall we? I'm actually looking forward to using this bit of kit. I really want to do some harvesting work with one of these. I've got stuff moved over, so let's have a look, shall we? Let's move the Amity first. There'll be a little bit of pause in between because obviously I'm going to have to do some calculations, but that's all good. So we should. This is a big old bit of kit. Big old bit of kit. Let's put that just there. To be fair, we might get away with both actually. That's got some hours on as well. What hours are on that? 31 is it? 31.5? So, let's come over to our trigger here. Oh, we've got all three on there, that's cool. So, if we want to... So that's just repair. It's not giving me the option to repaint. It's curious it's not giving me that option. Let me just double check that. That's curious. It might well be that where we are here at this stationary one, it will only allow you to repair. I didn't even think about that as an option. So that might just be a repair point because it's not a workshop, so it wouldn't have necessarily the function for respraying, maybe? That's good to know. Okay. Well, I say kind of... Oh, I suppose it does kind of rule it out. Let's move it over and let's see if we can do it with the other one. And so we'll put it in front of the other workshop. Let's see what happens there. All useful information. Let's put it in front of the workshop just here. Hop out, see if it registers. I think the trigger's by the door. No. Why is there no repaint? Is that hasn't always been a thing, has it? Can we only repaint at the main vehicle shop? I didn't even know that was a thing. I mean, to be fair, I don't think, and even on FS22, I can't think if I ever repainted. Did I repaint anything? I would just go into the vehicle menu and just change the colour. I wouldn't often go and repaint something. I want to take it over here and try this, because that's really surprised me. Always learning. Okay. Yeah. I'll be. I didn't even know that was a thing. Didn't know that was a thing. I assumed you could everywhere. So just at the main shop you can repair and repaint. At the outliers you can only repair. Well. How strange. Okay. So the Amity then. Repaint 33 grand. Repair 1,000. So this is sort of thing you're going to need the money to do this. Wow, the Steyr, that's expensive as well. 38 grand and repairs 6,943. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to work out the figures to do that. So we add that then to our total. So what we purchased it for, what the cost of repaint and repair is, total all that up, and that'll give us a figure. Then we'll look at, once we've done that, what will it let us sell it for? Is there a difference between what we've paid out to get it all done and what they're offering to buy it for? If there is, we're in profit and we can flip vehicles wheeler dealer style. Right, so the Amity 2720, all in what I paid for it, 79,571 plus repaint plus repair, 115,349. The Steyr, what I paid for it, 98,123. 38,516 and 6,943 comes in at 143,582. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. And now, what are our sell prices looking at? Okay, so the Amity, 125,908. That's a 10 grand profit. Just over a 10 grand profit. Oh, okay, let's come out there. Let's look at the Steyr. Sell that. 157,775, and we are into it for 143,582. Profit, wheeling and a dealing. That I must admit, I knew that if you came in and you repainted and resprayed before you sold something back, but it never occurred to me to do it on the used vehicle market. I've done it a few times when I've had a vehicle, when I've owned a vehicle for a while, and you take it back in to gain the maximum amount of profit, or to make the most from it when you sell it. Yeah, repaint it, respray it, you'll make that money back and a little bit on top. It never occurred to me to do it on the used vehicles. Not once, because there's always so much money taken off of them. I just assumed there'd be no leeway. That's nuts. So I'm going to do both of those. I'll calculate the profits exactly. I'll bring the other two over, we'll check those. It's looking good though, it's looking very good. The next two are over, so I've worked out the profit on the other two. The Amity was 10,559 profit. The Steyr, 14,193 profit. Just by flipping it. Just by doing some work on it. But like I said earlier, you do need the capital to do that first. But if you get any smaller stuff coming up, we can start building up. So we'll see, because one of these, which was it, this tanker, was only a 33% discount initially. We still should make a little something on it. Let's see what it's asking for doing the work on them. So the Grimmer is looking at 8 to 10 for repaint. Repair 1659. And the Garant TSA 30,000. Is that 890? I'm sitting away from the TV at the moment. I'm indoors today. Not that you need to know that, but it's pretty cold outside, so I thought I'd work inside. Repair 2864. Okay, I'll work out the finances on those, what that's going to come to. We'll do the repair and the repaint on both of them. Then we'll see what they're offering for buying them off us. So the Grimmer comes in, all told, what I paid for it, and then repair and repaint 30,333, and the Garant TSA comes in at, with what I paid for it, 75,856 to do the repaint and repair. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. So the Grimmer, what are they saying they'll give us for it? Sell price 33. Oh, okay. 33,356. I mean, that's a tiny profit. Tiny profit. I'm surprised, because that was 54% off. So yeah, not a huge profit on that. Let's have a look at this one. What they're offering to sell. 83,416. Making a bit of profit on that, because we've only got 75,856 into it. That's interesting. I really wouldn't have thought that. I thought we'd make more on the Grimmer. But that's not bad. I'll work out the profits on both of those. Overall, it's looking rather positive. I thought I'd try a selection of things rather than just a tractor or just one piece of equipment, because you never know. You might get varying degrees of profit. But as you can see, there is a profit. I haven't drilled down onto the percentages of profit based upon the main value and all. You can go proper deep dive on this if you like your facts and figures, and it may be there's a correlation between, if you pick something up at a discount, what the profit will be in percentage. All I know is there's profit to be made. When there's profit to be made, there's new machinery that can be purchased. So let me just work those out. Ignore what I said on the Grimmer. It was too many threes. What I had into it was 30,333. I saw all the threes and thought, hang on, that's not right. They're offering 33,356. So that's a £3 profit on that. That's not too bad. I thought it was going to be like a couple of $100, £3, that's all right. So if you've already been shouting at the TV screen, if you've already sent me a letter or whatever it is you do, by pigeon, I've worked it out. It is a profit, don't worry. So here's where we stand at the end of the test. So it turned out the Grimmer was 3,023 profit, very nice indeed, and the Gallant TSA tanker was at 7,560 profit. Those 4 pieces of machinery and equipment, including the tractor, gave me a profit of 35,335 just by flipping them. I mean, come on down to MrSealyp's Farm Emporium. I'll do you a deal. It's good. It's good to know. Thank you again, Serge, for sending me the message on that. Like I say, I knew it was a thing, but never thought to use it with used vehicles. That's a clever idea. Why not? Why even bother farming? Use the farming industry around you, set yourself up. I mean, obviously you've got to use the main vehicle workshop until we get one that allows you to repaint. And I honestly thought the building behind us would have allowed it, and I could understand why the trailer wouldn't, but it does seem to be. I might go onto FS22 and check that to see if that's the same on there, because I think I just always assumed you could do both anywhere. Curiouser and curiouser. But anyway, I hope you found this information useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.